Hi everyone, I am Ketra. We're going to do a collective reading together today. And today's reading is when you're at a crossroads, what you need to know, Spirit's guidance for you as you're going into this next chapter. So I think what I'm going to do on this one is we are going to tap into some Oracle and some Tarot. We're going to use some channeled messages that I have for you guys from my meditation before starting the video. But what I thought was really interesting was when I was pulling the Oracle decks that I was going to use. I have an Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck, and it was just like, let's go down the rabbit hole. So when you're at that crossroads and you're trying to figure out which road to go down, you have questions, right? I also felt like it's that seeking the answer, like as if you have to have an answer specifically on the decision that you're making right now. So the decision is going to be like decision A and decision B, because this is a collective reading. Only you know what decision A and decision B is. If we were sitting together, I'd be able to pull a little bit more from you energetically to be able to determine what the cards mean for your specific situation. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to tap into the collective so that I can figure out the energy that's trying to get to me so I can share the messages that are meant for you. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, take a nice deep breath, and connect with your higher self so that you can figure out what messages are going to be needed for your soul right now as you're on this crossroads. So let's start the rabbit hole, shall we? We're going to get messages from the Alice in Wonderland Oracle. They're very direct messages. It's not like some of the other decks I have. They're a little bit softer, and I use those for other readings. But this one is usually pretty direct. So let's take a look at the first message. It is choices, feeling blocked or restrained. And I think that's a fantastic message because that's where you are right now, because that's why I'm doing this reading. And it's a crossroads spread, so that makes sense. So thanks, Spirit, very much for that. My spirit guides have a huge sense of humor, so I love that. We're also going to go ahead and we're going to get angelic vibrations oracle messages. So right now you're at a choice, clearly. Choices, feeling blocked or restrained. So she feels really sad right now. He, she, they, them, doesn't matter. So if you're feeling like there's a choice that you have to make, but you're blocked because of like circumstance, I just want to say as a reminder, you always have that ability to be able to go in like the hermit and tap into your intuition, connect with your higher self so that you can really figure out what your intuition is trying to tell you. Because sometimes we think we can't when we can. Like I had a personal situation where I wanted to do something that was going to really satisfy my inner child, but I kept asking my guides, give me a sign, give me a sign, give me a sign. And then I opened up my Facebook and I saw a message on there that said basically like, why are you seeking to know the answers? Like, why do you have to know for sure if it's the right path or not? If it feels aligned with you, then it is aligned with your soul's path, and basically to like let go. And so I told myself, if everything lines up, I'm good to go. I don't need another sign, and everything lined up, and I've been very happy with that choice that I made. So where you're at right now, feeling blocked and restrained, what angelic vibration oracle messages can I share with you today? Support. So as you're going through these choices, and clearly this card here, she looks like she needs support, right? So if you're feeling those moments of down and despair and you're just not sure which direction to go, because again, collectively, I can't tell if this is a person, a place, a thing kind of situation. If you're thinking about leaving a job, or you're thinking about leaving a relationship, or you're thinking about leaving a home situation, maybe Tarot will tell me a little bit more. But if this is you, you may need to seek some support as you're trying to make this decision in your life. And that's not seeking. That's really just kind of allowing yourself to speak out loud to others. So sometimes when we hear ourselves, we get the messages that we need to know. And then also relaxation, exactly what I did. I relaxed and let go, and I was able to kind of let the universe guide me on which direction I was going to go. So you have relaxation. So where can you find that support and relaxation that you need so that you can go ahead and make this decision? So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the decision. So I'm going to pull one. Hold on. I have my 5 million decks over here. It's not really 5 million, but it's a lot of decks. We're going to pull one major arcana card to just kind of use as an anchor card. I forgot I wanted to do that at the beginning. And then we're going to see what major arcana energy I'm reading for. So if you resonate with the major arcana card, or maybe it's aligned with your sign, this message might be for you, but let's go ahead and we'll take a look. It is the Wheel of Fortune. So with our Wheel of Fortune card, that wheel can spin forwards or backwards, right? So which way are you trying to make your wheel spin forward? So are you going through a lot of transition and change? If you need support and you have some choices to make, you may be going through a significant change in your life right now. So what we're going to do, I have some messages that I'm going to leave right here. So I'm going to do the best I can to have both sections here. Section A, option B, okay? And only you know what the options are. So all I'm going to do is use tarot to show you a mirror reflection of yourself and how you would look going through both situations, okay? All right, so this is option A on my left and option B on my right. So please show me what option A looks like for them and what option B. So we're going to start with 3 cards each. And again, why are you at this crossroad? This is Spirit's guidance for your next chapter. So what I channeled before the reading was big decision, heavy seeking. Why do you feel you need to know? Where does the uncertainty lie? So that was a pretty significant message. All right, we're just going to go ahead and start pulling cards and get started. So decision A is 9 of Swords, Hanged Man, and 2 of Swords. Wow. You have the Emperor and the Hermit and the Fool. You have 3 major arcana cards for decision B. I'm going to put this over here because I want to be able to refer to it. I don't know what decision this is for you guys. I don't know which is best, you know, but if I'm looking at these cards, decision A that you're pondering or going through, and decision B, decision A has 9 of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the 2 of Swords. So that 9 of Swords is, it's like being stuck in the nightmare, right? It's being stuck in your head, and you're going over it, over it, over it, over. So what you have to do with this decision is you have to look at it in a different way. So I'm not going to tell you which decision is best. I am going to share with you the energy that I get from each decision. But you have to decipher, what have you learned, or what are you learning in this situation? Because you are stuck in your head about it. You're being asked to look at it in a different way. And then you're being asked to make a choice, which I think is so crazy, because the first card out was choices, right? And so to stay in this decision, whatever it is, situation, environment, connection, you have to let go of what is holding you down and see it in a different way. And then you have to make a choice to not continue to be in this cycle. This side of the tracks, or the crossroads, you have the Emperor, the Hermit, and the Fool, all major arcana. So it's like, if I took this route, this road, this would be me building my foundation. The Emperor, he is ready to go. He has his armor on underneath his cloak. The Hermit is right here. The Emperor is going to use the knowledge and wisdom that he has gained by living through the darkness and the shadows of his life. And he's going to take that knowledge and he's going to build his foundation. And then he's going to go on his new journey. I don't know that I've ever done a crossroads spread that was so clear right out of the gate. You know, the energy here is painful. It's reoccurring. Nothing has changed. Whatever this decision is for somebody, is going to build your foundation. You're going to have to use whatever it was that you were going through over here to move yourself forward. And then you're going to start your new journey. The Fool is just happy and carefree. And it's just starting a new journey. We don't even know what we're doing sometimes when we start a new journey, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to clarify a little bit more with decision A. So tell me what their Nine of Swords is. What is their recurring nightmare? Wow. So you have the Eight of Swords. So whatever this situation, environment, or connection is, has kept you kind of like down. It's kept you in fear of something. So Hanged Man, let's look at you. And then let's look at the Two of Swords. Wow. So the energy on this side with the Hanged Man and the Queen of Wands, it feels like you're afraid to step into your power. It feels like you're afraid to use your voice or to kind of like express how you really feel about this situation. Because that Queen of Wands, she really doesn't care, but she's clarifying the Hanged Man. So that Hanged Man makes me feel like you're just kind of stuck in indecision. You're stuck in the inability to be able to move forward with your dreams, your ambitions, your hopes, because you have all these fears here. And these fears are continuing to keep you like locked and bogged down. So it's like the intuition that you have is trying to speak up, but then you're just kind of like back to that Four of Swords energy where you're just hoping and you're praying for something to change, but nothing has changed. And the Two of Swords is a card of being fearful of that change because it's like you're crossing your heart, you're blocking your heart chakra, you're not allowing the change to happen because you're afraid. And then the next card out was the Eight of Swords. So you're something in this decision or situation is keeping you in a state of discord, no clarity. Like you have all the swords that are, I don't want to say negative, but they're all the swords that are making you think, like Nine of Swords, reoccurring, can't get out of your head. Eight of Swords, you're just bound by your own fears. Four of Swords, you can't see the fact that you're praying, but if you just get up and make a change, this person out here is offering a blessing to the person that's willing to accept it. So if we look at decision B, like let's say you walk away from this decision and you walk towards this decision, we can ask Tarot to show us what it looks like from your perspective. You know what I mean? Four of Cups. Four of Cups clarifying the Emperor. What's clarifying my Hermit or the Hermit? Temperance. Wow. Let's clarify our Fool. What happens when we start the new journey? Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So for our clarification of the Emperor, we have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is an offer from the divine. And it's an offer for you to be able to have that foundation that you want. But if you carry the energy from previous situations that no longer serve you, then that's going to make it a struggle for your new situation. But if you just let it go and know that this new situation could be very beneficial for you because you're being gifted a chance to heal your heart, because this is a cup, so that's an emotion. You have the Temperance right here. So it feels like this situation would offer harmony and healing and balance because you've seen a different way to do something. You've used your intuition, the wisdom and the guidance that you're being gifted to be able to balance that harmony and that healing. And then you have the Seven of Pentacles. And that's a card of asking myself, is this still working or is this gonna work? So it's like you're carrying this energy of the Four of Cups over here, but that this decision, in my opinion, if it was me, if this was just me, this would show me that I have the strength and I have the courage and I have the wisdom to be able to move forward with whatever this is. This feels like, and I can stay in this decision if I want. I could keep learning. It's like a cycle of learning. It's a cycle of you're making like the same choice over and over and over again with this one. And this one is like you're standing, like I feel strong, I feel tall, I feel like this is the direction that I would be gravitating to, using the wisdom that I have, starting a new journey, and then putting the work in. So Seven of Pentacles, again, can be read different ways, but this is like there's more work to be done. You could look at it in this like Four of Cups energy and be like, I don't know if it's going to work again. But this just, for me, in this reading means there's more work to be done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Actually, I'm going to get angel messages to clarify both of these situations before I give you guys your 3 cards of advice for each of these. So what angel messages do you guys have for me for each one of these specific directions, the crossroad that they're at, the way that they want to keep their wheel of fortune going? Flow and endurance. Okay, so for decision A or situation A, things happened when they are supposed to. This is a reminder from your angels to trust in the flow of the universe and to always follow your intuition when making decisions. With positive changes and opportunities on the horizon, now is a great time for you to take action and move forward in your life. So on this side, if the lessons here are to learn and to move forward in your life, if you can do that in this situation, awesome. Go with the flow. This side, the angel message is endurance. I embrace patience and trust in the process. Patience is a virtue that allows us to persevere by trusting the journey. We cultivate endurance and resilience. The angels remind you that in order to succeed, you must learn how to control your impatience and wait until the right outcome you deserve comes along. So, if this is the right outcome for you or the energy from this feels right from you, then maybe the other taking a right might be right in your life. I don't know. But with our 3 cards of advice, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. I like using another deck for like final clarification because like when the same cards come up, that's Spirit's way of saying we kind of really mean what we say. So we're just going to ask for 3 cards of advice for decision or situation A and decision B. So, wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So decision A, the 3 cards of advice is you could recognize that this situation may be dead, done, over with, that you may need the strength to stay in this situation, and that it could also potentially put you on a new journey. But you have to recognize that the situation may be done and that there may be another way that you have to look at it. You may have to like make a decision within the decision. Make a decision within the decision, if that makes any sense. There might be something that you have to kind of like cut out of this to make it to where you understand that this is over. And then you continue to flow with this, with that quiet strength that you have, and you kind of start it in a new way. This decision shows you kind of like taking a stand for what you want to do. So this person on here is having to take a stand. He's drawing a line in the sand. This is it for this person, this energy in this card. And then the Knight of Pentacles, it's slow and steady. And I love that because it's like patience is a virtue. And it's funny because this card comes out for me a lot because like I struggle sometimes with patience. So patience is a virtue. So with this energy in this situation, patience is a virtue, and it's showing right here on the Knight of Pentacles. But then you have the World. So if you're able to stand your ground, have the patience for whatever this is, it does give you a new journey, a good strong foundation, and it helps you kind of complete a cycle. So I think the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to tap into our inner child. We're just going to get a message from our inner child for both decision A or decision B. And again, I do hope that this helps. It helps you on your spirit's path, your guide's path, your soul's path. That's the word I was looking for. Let's do inner child for this. Inner child for that. So I think these are going to be combined together. That's just what I feel. So it's time to celebrate. Cultivate an air of celebration today and review your responsibilities. Not all responsibilities are ours to hold. So however that resonates with you, with each of these decisions, it's time to celebrate. It may be, okay, so just what I feel from this one. It may be time to celebrate if you're able to understand that some part of this situation can be done, and it can help you with learning your strength and your will to be able to start a new journey within this situation. And with this one, or together, review your responsibilities. Not all responsibilities are ours to hold. So this decision here may make it to where are you? You're drawing that line in the sand, which means like you're not responsible for having to deal with every single situation that somebody else kind of brings to you. So maybe this is you letting go of having to deal with certain things in a way that you no longer want to deal with them, if that makes any sense. So you just review your responsibilities. That's what's going to kind of like calm down your inner child if you're going through any kind of like emotional kind of chaos where you're just not feeling settled. Just remember to set your boundaries. So regardless of which decision that you make, your inner child wants you to set boundaries. So if you go with this decision or that decision, that's just one of the strongest messages that I've gotten through this reading, was just make sure that you set your boundaries. And then also the child messages that I wanted to share. What outcome are you looking for? And when you find it, what does it mean for you? What serves your highest purpose? Is it aligned with your core values? So decision A or decision B, is it aligned with your core values? And then how does it make your inner child feel? And what advice would you give a friend? So I think those were the last messages that I was meant to share with you. If you were talking to, or a friend was talking to you about this situation, what advice would you give them? So as always, thank you guys so much for watching and for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you would like a one-on-one reading with me, just feel free to go over to my website. It is tarotandsoundhealing.com. And until the next video, take care and have a great rest of your day.